You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, presented by the only one media group. This is the people's choice for quality interviews, celebrities, and special guests. Hosted by Demetrius Dinny Reynolds. Call in to join the mix at 701-801-9813. For the complete archive of episodes, visit onlyonemediagroup.com and be sure to like us on Facebook at Vigilantes Radio. We welcome all. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Demetrius whodini-blak Reynolds. Enjoy the show.
Hello out there, and welcome to another awesome episode of Vigilantes Radio Podcast right here on iHeartRadio. I'm your host, dini-mussolini, and we have a very special guest for you guys, so you definitely want to stick around for that. All right, a single drop of water is so light and fragile that it can be blown around by the slightest breeze. When that small drop falls upon even the most delicate object, it yields that object and rolls off of it. Yet, if that small drop of water is combined with enough other small drops into a powerful flood, it is virtually unstoppable. Even the strongest structures can, fall victim to the raging floodwaters. So too are your thoughts. Dispersed, random thoughts have little effect. They can be twisted and contorted by the slightest disruption. Yet when the majority of your thoughts are focused over a period of time upon a single objective, their force becomes unstoppable. There is power in numbers. Nowhere, guys, is this more true than with your own thoughts. Put enough of them together in succession, directed towards, the same result, and that result will surely come about. For compelling thoughts lead to effective actions, and effective actions will bring about desired results. You possess a truly amazing power, and that is the power of thought. Focus that thought, and it can be a mighty force for positive change. Take that from me, dini-mussolini. That is my word, and word is bond.
Yo, hello and welcome to another awesome episode of Inside the Music, or Inside the Book, Inside the Business, where we dive into the minds of the people who create marvelous things. It feels so good to be back with you guys once again. So one time for my people who are indigos, crystalline, or starseeds, or for my Vigilantes audience family, and 2 times for my people who are vegetarian or vegans. If you're like me, we are averaging over 37,000 live listeners, and we've been at this for 4 solid years. I appreciate all you guys who've been rocking with the kid on this journey, and we are still evolving, baby. It is all because of you, most definitely. We are the people who have dedicated their lives to music, spirituality, business, literature, art, movies, and research in every aspect, and we want to allow you an opportunity to tell your story. Man, we've had celebrities on our show, from Grammy Award-winning artists to nominees to actors, comedians, CEOs, technology geniuses, visual artists, from authors to professors and aliens. Or people who think they're aliens. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. Come on our show and talk to me. So check it out. To book an interview or just to share a real cool story, email me at vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com. And that's V as in Victor. I'm passionate about what I do, just as passionate about what you do, and together, yes, together, we can get your voice heard by the people who should hear it. So let's create something incredible. You know the number to dial, 701-801-9813. Text that number to your buddy right now and tell them to tune in to connect with us or our guests, or you can hop in the mix directly from our website, onlyonemediagroup.com. Right from the homepage, you can slap that go live button and you'll be right here live in the mix and in the chat room with all of us. Feel free to shoot over some questions to ask our guests while they are here, but only as time permits. Sometimes my guests and I talk entirely too much and we take up the entire hour. And as always, all episodes are available for free download, and you can grab that from either Spreaker.com/onlyonemediagroup, iTunes, YouTube, or any app from the Google Play or iTunes Store, or over at our website. And that goes for every single episode that we've ever aired.
All right. Once again, welcome to the show. You are listening to Vigilantes Radio Podcast right here on iHeartRadio, and I'm your host, Dini-Mussolini. Our very special guest is an artist by the name of Tim Shepard. You know, our interviews go beyond the music, the acting, the films, the news, the books, the businesses, the technology, the education, and sometimes even the ego. We go into the minds of these marvelous human beings, you know, the ones who are out there sharing their gifts with the world for you and I. And with that, let's go ahead and welcome Tim to the show. Hello. How are you?
Great. How's it going?
It's going great. How are you?
I'm doing outstanding.
That's great, man. So why is life so outstanding for you right now? What are you?
Well, I had my new single that came out this last Friday, so the 24th, and it's been going very well. Had a lot of great feedback, either on Spotify or just people across the globe. I really loved it, so that's been encouraging. And I'm here with you, so it doesn't get better than that, right?
Definitely. Well, man, first of all, congratulations for your new single that just released in July. It's always a great thing, new music. Like we're all just sitting around at home, well, some of us are, but and having new music to just jam out to is like one of the most wonderful things to do nowadays. I'm just so appreciative of these moments with artists like yourself, and taking on new tunes, adding new things to my arsenal to listen to. So man, again, congratulations.
Hey, thank you so much.
For sure. All right, let's back it up a little bit, just in case there are some listeners who aren't quite familiar with your music or your life, and want to have like an Oprah moment or a Dr. Phil moment. We're going to sit down and say, hey, Tim, this is your life. So, like, what kind of movie would we be watching if, we're all just sitting around and there's a huge projector screen? It starts rolling and it says, Tim Shepard, this is your life. What kind of movie are we watching here?
Well, I think it will be a combination of things. I can't remember the movie with what was called with Cuba Jr., where he was singing in church. So that was me when I was a kid, probably starting off, and then probably the last 18, 20 years have been military. So you might say like Black Hawk Down. So it's a little crazy in that way that I've been across the globe and done some of that, but I'm kind of wrapping that up. So definitely been a wild ride, in life.
Yeah. Are you talking about the Fighting Temptations?
Yes, that's exactly it. I remember the great. I was like, what's that movie? But yeah, when I was a kid, my parents they would always have me singing wherever I was. They were like, come on, sing. You're gonna sing for somebody. Go. And that's just how it was. So that was probably like my first performance was, singing for a couple thousand people in that sort of venue when I was younger, and then playing at smaller venues, and then having my own shows this last year. That was a cool experience. Right. Playing at some venues in downtown Kansas City.
Yeah, I can imagine. And just back to the movies for a minute, but I still have those two, Black Hawk Down and Fighting Temptations on DVD. I never got around to Black Hawk Down 2. Have you seen that?
It's been a while, but yeah, I have seen it.
Was it as good as the first?
There was only one.
I thought there was a part 2.
As far as
years later.
Oh yeah, it was all right. I think that what you get from just working with other people and teamwork in hard situations. I think that's something we can all learn from, and
sure.
And so that to me is kind of what that part of my life is about to me, the bravery, and really kind of like you were talking about the drops of water. We have our lives and we're just a single drop, but if we're combining music or whatever we're doing with a group of people, that really is what creates greatness instead of just a singular thing,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you started out singing in the church. Do you still incorporate some maybe gospel or contemporary Christian in your music?
Well, I haven't really done my own writing, but I was approached by a gospel and R&B and rap artist, and I released a song with him in May called All Rise, which was really cool because it was kind of before a lot of the things that were happening culturally in the United States after, the police brutality. And so it was a very just the right time for that message that he had, about rising up. And I was just kind of felt honored that, he asked me to be on the track with him and do the second verse. But it was really cool. And so, yeah, I'm not afraid to, to go back to those roots a little bit. My own writing doesn't reflect that as much necessarily, but I think it's been good.
It's awesome, man. It's awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to hear that record. When did it come out?
That song came out in May with, his name is Stormrider Will. That's our Will. But if you look him up on Spotify or iTunes or anything, you can find him on there. But yeah, he's a very talented young man. Great, great music.
For sure. Do you collaborate much?
Yes, and like I said, I think that's one of the most beautiful things about Kansas City, as well as the more friends I've made in music in the last couple of years in recording and really just getting my feet wet. I've always written songs, but going into the studio and recording and getting with other artists and having them tell you what they hear, that's really, to me, what's made the biggest change for me and pushed my growth the most. But yeah, I did a song called Walking with a guy named Traficante Trey from Austin. The one with Will, and then now with Greg for this single. And it's been, like I said, it's every step of the way. It's been a little more change, a little more push. It grows me as an artist.
For sure. So how much is the state or the city that you live in, how much of that influence is in your music?
I would say a lot. I think when I first got here, I was even more, I just kind of had my own style, and it was kind of a poppy sound, and then I got here and everything was blues in Kansas City. A lot of there's a lot of blues, a lot of jazz, and so I've been incorporating that, and it kind of changes, changes you. I moved here, 2018, got my MBA from Texas A&M in Central Texas, and made some incredible friends, and just meeting people at, I was doing some writing and recording at that point, but as far as like playing live and building some of those relationships, I wasn't really there yet. So I got here, and was at some open mics and some places and listening to some bands and some of the more established guys just kind of took me under their wing. We're like, hey, we love what you're doing. We want you to be part of us, So guys like Josh Morello and Russell Dean, who's a rock blues drummer, they were like, hey, we'll be your band. We got you. And that's really encouraging, I think, to anybody when you have that kind of backing.
Yeah. So I don't really hear that too often in music, and it's probably like genre centered though, but really musicians helping out musicians. I know Atlanta is like that, New York, California, but down here in the South where I'm from, Mississippi, Alabama, acts don't particularly work well together. I won't say well, but they don't work often together. But hearing that, man, in Missouri is very encouraging. Yeah, definitely. So
it's not always it's definitely not always a friendly environment with music. I think people are very territorial, competitive. So you see that everywhere, and that's definitely not any different in Kansas City. But like I said, if you're making the right friends, it makes a big difference, because all of a sudden people are like, no, he's cool. I'm good. I'm good with him. Let's give this guy, let's give Scott a mic. And so that's cool. You're like, yes.
Gotcha. So, music and military life. How did you manage?
Well, I would say a little bit. Everything. Sometimes when you get put in hard situations, you just you try to find ways to keep your peace of mind, and I think for me that's what music's always done for me. And it kind of put things, when things are crazy, obviously you have to, if you're doing the military thing, you have to put things in the back burner, and and so it was kind of like a loss for me for a lot of that time, because I couldn't find the way to still do all the things I wanted to do. I still could do events. I could sing the national anthem for events. I could, I did the what do you call it? The Idol. They have an Idol audition in the military, so I did that, and I made the semi.
Oh, nice.
And that was cool. Doing some Boys to Men of all things, which was just kind of fun back in. But they it's like I said, it was kind of a balance. But really, I think, if you have that music in you, and, it might just be like anything else. At some point, you just can't hold it in anymore. You're like, hey, this is what I want to do. I'm going to do it, regardless of whatever anything tells you.
Most definitely. Well, first and foremost, Tim, thank you, sir, for serving for our country. I definitely appreciate you.
Hey, the pleasure's all mine, man.
Yes, sir. So, some of your music has been compared to the likes of Rob Thomas, Love That Guy, Charlie Puth, Piff, whatever, I don't know, and John Mayer. I think it's Puth, right? Charlie Puth. I'm not sure.
I heard, Puth or Puth, yeah.
Yeah.
Someone made those comments on my Instagram about. They said like, "Oh yeah, it sounds like early John Mayer," and I was just, I was, flattered. Obviously, I do like John Mayer. I think he's, he does a lot of collaborations, and I think that's cool. Rob Thomas, that one, I'd say probably just listening to him when I was growing up. It's like, hey, it's probably comes through in my voice a little bit. But I think it's, vocal style and kind of where you're going, musically. I told you about the R&B track and the gospel track I did recently, and that was a little stretch for me, but it was cool because it got me out of my comfort zone. And then like I said, the Kansas City community, I've done everything from, at some of my shows, covers of anything from Elvis to, doing a cover of Hopeless Romantic by Wiz Khalifa. So, really cool to, have those comparisons. I was like, hey, it's awesome.
All right, so this Magic released on July 24th, as you mentioned. How did the idea, of the concept or the inspiration for this song come about?
Well, it was kind of a lightning in a bottle moment for me. I think I was, at the time, just, having a relationship with a struggle and knowing that, hey, we're having this conflict and it's hard, but I know we can push through this and move on to the magic that we have for each other. And so it just flowed right out of me, which is always a great thing when you're a songwriter. You're not having to keep reworking a song. You're like, does that make sense? But it just kind of hit me like that. And then, the music for it, that was more of a progression than the lyrics, I'd say. But I started off as like this corny challenge that I heard on YouTube to write a song with just your iPhone. So I started writing the melodies and everything with my iPhone, with an app, and the drums and everything, all of it. And then I took it back to the studio, and then Greg Wright happened, and he'd only played one gig with me at that point, so we were pretty new when we started originally working it. So that was pretty awesome,
Yeah. All right. Well, we are going to play the record, this Magic. And then after the music break, it'll be time for our usual tradition. It is called the hot seat. That's right. We're going to turn up the temperature on Tim's seat here, make it sizzle, make him sweat a little bit. And he'll perform for us, The audience love this part of the segment, and of course, along with the actual interview. But they'll be able to hear Tim do a freestyle rap. Well, if he chooses, or a poem, or a story, or a joke, or play a live instrument, or even sing. The choice will be his to make, and when we come back, we'll find out all those hidden talents and the wonderful talents that he does possess. So, but for right now, we have Tim Shepard with the song, This Magic, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
I don't wanna waste another life this way. About you, girl, I always feel the same way. Love is not a one and done thing. I'm consistent and persistent. We can break up this contention, girl. Oh yeah. Baby, don't walk away. I heard what you said. If I can't touch you, then I can't hold you, break through with you. We've been here all day, things we need to say. When you get angry, you get cold and I go crazy. I want all of you, don't make no mistake. Every night, every single day. Like Romeo and Juliet. Tragic. Let's drop the games, all these charades and havoc. Can't erase, can't escape this magic. Yesterday, I was spitting game. 36 months, 7 days, and I still love you. Life can break you, try to waste you. They just want a shot to taste you. Baby, I hate games. And don't waste your night giving in to hate. We're better than that, babe. Lancelot, Guinevere, we have it. Let's drop the games, these charades and have it. We can't erase, can't escape this magic. Drop the games of these charades and havoc. Can't erase, can't escape this magic.
All right. Man, what an awesome song. That was Tim Shepard with this song, This Magic. It's very dope. All right, guys, we have the links to that record and many more in the description of this episode. So all you have to do is click that link, add it to your playlist, and play it for your lady or your significant other. This Magic. If there's an argument going on, you need to get back to square one, play this record. All right. Take two and call me in the morning. All right, but for right now, let's bring back Tim. Here we go. The hot seat. What are you going to perform for us?
Well, I have probably 7 songs in the queue that I'm still working on right now because I just can't stop writing. So I was just going to do a little piece of one for you. And if that's good with you guys.
Yes, sir.
We don't have to figure out everything right here and now. Let's roll with it. Know you've heard those words before. I love you, dear. I want you more. I'm through with this. 'Cause love is not a kiss. It's jumping and then taking the fall. Love is more accepting. Everything we are, big and small. It's letting go when you know that you're right. And looking back at all the hell in our lives, having faith, and building trust, baby, that's what love does. Yeah, so I played that one this last week live, so I thought maybe you guys would enjoy it. But hey, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, man, that was awesome. Tim. Thank you so much for that. So before we let you go, let our listeners know where they can connect with you online.
Absolutely. So as you said, the new song is This Magic. You can hear it on Spotify, iTunes, anywhere digital music is distributed, as well as I am on Instagram, Tim Shepard Music, and tim-tunes.com is my website. So if you go there, you can also get all my other social links. But yeah, like I said, really a great pleasure being on your show, and I'm hoping it continues to be a magical show for you.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much for that. All right. Well, again, man, you're awesome guy. Thank you for serving. Looking forward to more releases from you in the future. Definitely stay safe and take care.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a good one.
Thank you. Yeah, most definitely.
Hey, this is dini-mussolini from Vigilantes Radio, and it's time to get busy. Do you have a skill you think you can make money with? Are you looking for some extra income? Are you an existing small business owner or freelancer looking to get more clients? Then busy.co is the site for you. On busy.co, you can create your page and offer your services for free within minutes. And the awesome busy.co team will drive customers to your page to purchase your services. We only charge 5% on the transactions, and the rest goes to you. No subscription or hidden fees. Creating a page on busy.co is no brainer, as it costs you $0 to sign up and very minimal skill and effort to create a page offering your services. So whether you are a trainer, a tutor, a handyman, a photographer, or even if you have a truck and want to make money helping people move, create a free page on our platform and make some extra cash. Just go to busy.co/register and create a page now. The time to get busy is now. That is bizzy.co. Thank you, my Vigilantes family, as always, for checking out my podcast over here at Vigilantes Radio. All episodes are available for free download, and you can grab that from either Spreaker.com/only1mediagroup, iTunes, YouTube, any app that's on a Google Play or iTunes store, or our website. And that goes from every single episode that we've ever aired. If you'd like to request music or a particular guest or send something for me to play, email it to vradio@only1mediagroup.com. If it's music, please label it by artist and title. Here's my disclaimer. We are genre free, we do not judge, and we absolutely do not base our opinions on hearsay but facts alone. And actually, you can scratch all of that because all of my opinions are always right. That's the bottom line. This is my show, so deal with it. Nah, just kidding. On behalf of myself, Dini-Mussolini, I appreciate all you guys for tuning in, either afterwards or live with us. Spread the word, because sharing is caring. We stepped up our game just for you guys and our guests to make sure that you have the best experience here on our show. Be sure to connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, as well as Spreaker. We always follow back. That is the number one rule. Okay, well, just remember to be yourself and be absolutely great at just doing that. Avoid being too comfortable, because you're messing with your potential when you do that. Peace and have a good night.
You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, the people's choice for quality interviews, art, music, and hot topics. Hosted by Demetrius whodini-blak Reynolds of the duo No Longer the Hero. All episodes of this podcast are available for free download at www.only1mediagroup.com. This is a Seventh Sign Regime Rebirth Worldwide Syndicate exclusive.